champions win championships, and championship coaches become Hall of Famers. That's LSU's Dennis Shaver. Shaver enters the Hall on top. The Tigers' 2021 campaign was historic. They won the NCAA Division I men's outdoor track and field crown on the strength of 6 event titles, second most in championship history. But that's now. If we rewind the tape, you'll find a younger Dennis Shaver back in his home state of Kansas, landing his first coaching opportunity as an assistant football coach and an assistant track and field coach at Hutchinson Community College. Nearby rival Barton Community College hired Shaver away as head track and field coach in 1985. And as if there was mojo in the Kansas high hills of Great Bend, his women's team won 8 NCAA titles, including the first Triple Crown in junior college history in 1990 and 91. It was obvious to Coaches Hall of Fame member Mel Rosen that there was more than just wheat waving on the plains of Kansas. Dennis Shaver had coaching talent. So in 1992, Rosen hired Shaver as an assistant coach at Auburn. A few years later, he was brought to Baton Rouge by another Hall of Famer, Pat Henry. Henry and Shaver worked together for 9 years at LSU, a span in which the Tigers won 12 national championships and led athletes to 18 individual and 7 relay NCAA titles. When Henry took over at the helm of Texas A&M in 2004, Shaver was an obvious successor for the storied LSU program. From 2004 to present day, the Tigers have added a pair of NCAA track and field team titles, tallied 29 top 4 podium finishes, and amassed 106 event national crowns, including 26 in the relays. At the SEC championships, Shaver's teams have combined for 33 top 3 finishes, 191 individual event crowns, and 43 relay titles. The long list of legendary athletes coached by Shaver includes the program's 2 winners of the Bowerman, Kimberlyn Duncan in 2012 and Sha'Carri Richardson in 2019. He's also coached 34 Olympians, 12 of them medalists. In addition to his coaching accolades, he's also served as president of the USTFCCCA from 2017 to 2019. Now the ultimate recognition for Dennis Shaver, 2021 Coaches Hall of Fame inductee.
Past my bedtime. Well, thank you and good evening. First, let me say thanks to Sam Seams and the Hall of Fame Committee for this incredible honor. And congratulations to all of each of my fellow inductees for their dedication to the sports that we all love. First, I'd like to also say that my mother and my family back in Kansas are watching virtually. So, Mom, at 92 years of age, I love you. And other family members who are watching virtually this evening. And to my dad, I know you are proud and watching from above. To my wife, Connie, of 42 years, our children, Dale and Lindsay, my son-in-law, Alex, and our grandchildren who are here this evening, Ella, Jude, and Rose, I will forever be thankful for your love, your support, and understanding of a coach's life. I love you all and could not have done this career without each of you. Give you a little background. I grew up in a small rural community outside of Salina, Kansas. You've all heard of Headville, I'm sure. And began working on my grandfather's farm at an early age. We had cattle, we had pigs, we had all kinds of animals. We planted and we harvested over 1,000 acres of wheat, corn, or other crops each year. 18-hour summer work days was pretty much the norm in the summertime. There were 14 people in my high school graduating class. Half of them were my cousins. I played 8-man football in high school, but I was fortunate enough to earn a scholarship to play in college. Athletics has always been my passion and my ticket to making a life for myself away from the farm. I participated in 3 sports in high school: football, basketball, and track. I loved competing, and I knew I wanted to be a coach. I just did not know what sport. After college, I accepted a job at Hutchinson Community College, coaching both football and track and field. I will always be grateful for my time there, as I was able to learn from a man who, without a doubt, was the best teacher and coach I've ever had the opportunity to work beside and learn from. That was the late Willie Adkins. After coaching at Hutchinson for 4 years, I had the opportunity to work for the late President Dr. Jimmy Downing at Barton County Community College. And I bring up the junior college here in the room because I know we have a lot of junior college coaches. And trust me, those were some of the best years of my life coaching in junior college. So enjoy it while you can. While there, I began coaching only track and field and cross country, along with my assistant coach, Randy Cole, who is here tonight. Along with him, it was Dr. Downing's vision that we, and the leadership that he provided us, support us to help us win the first ever college Triple Crown in junior college history. After 6 years at Barton County, I was hired, as you saw earlier, to be an assistant coach at Auburn University with Mel Rosen, Pat Dye, and Harvey Glantz, giving me my first taste of Division I coaching. 4 years later, I heard that LSU had an opening for women's sprint hurdle coach. I'd made a visit many years prior to LSU and thought it'd be just an amazing place to coach. So, being the aggressive person I can be at times, I contacted Pat Henry. And I was fortunate that he took a chance and hired me. I arrived in Baton Rouge in September 1995 on the Tuesday after Labor Day, just in time for the first practice. I enjoyed working as an assistant with Coach Henry for 10 years. It was a lot of hard work, but very rewarding. But I also want to thank him for leaving LSU. The athletic director at that time was Coach Skip Bertman, the famous baseball coach at LSU. And I'd like to thank him for believing in me. It was with his support and the support of Coach Boo, Sheck Snyder, Coach Mark Elliott, and the athletes at LSU that I was named the next head coach of the LSU Tiger program. To this day, after years of retirement, Coach Bertman never misses an opportunity to call and wish our team luck at all SEC and NCAA championship meets. I've always tried to hire great people as assistant coaches and then just get out of their way and let them do their thing. So to Coach Boo, Coach Todd, Coach Tamara, Coach Benny, Coach Houston, and to Coach Jerry and all of the former assistant coaches, I would like to personally thank you for your part in making this recognition possible. You are all awesome most of the time. To all the support staff, our Director of Operations, tonight too, joining at the table here, we have a couple graduate students that were just totally awesome working for us in Mina and Maya. I really appreciate you all making the trip from California and from Kansas, or Missouri, wherever that place is. But thank the trainers and managers, nutritionists, and you know, it takes a lot of people to have the kind of success that we all wish for and hope for as coaches, and all of these people have really made it a great ride for myself. Sometimes you hire people who are so great, they are hired away from you by your boss. And yes, Andrea, my former Director of Operations, who's now our department's Chief of Staff, for the department, and then of course now Andy for filling the role of Director of Operations. I really appreciate everything you do for our staff and for our team. I want to thank Lori Williams, my sports supervisor, for making the trip here to be here for this convention too. Thank you, Lori. Every year I think that I've pretty much seen it all, but every year something happens that really just kind of blows me away. There's never a dull moment in our world of track and field, and that's one of the things that makes both challenging and so rewarding. I really want to thank the athletes who will be Tigers for life. I also want to thank Richard Thompson. Richard, if you'd stand up, I'd really appreciate that. Richard, a silver medalist in Beijing in the 100 meters. It's people like Richard that we have the opportunity to work with on a daily basis that really doesn't make it work, but makes it a lot of fun, and you look forward to every day at practice. There are a lot of reasons I'm being honored tonight. Everyone in the room faces many challenges really for the future of our sports. I just say don't be afraid to fight the fight and stand for what's right. And in closing, I often tell our athletes a couple of things, so I'm going to share it with you. Worry about the things you have control over so you can control your own future path. And secondly, if they hear it all, if it were easy, everybody could do it. So thank you, and I wish everybody a safe holiday.